Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. We've got ourselves our first Wilds of Eldraine draft booster box. Now as you can see, I bought this from my local game store for $119.99, a little over market price, but I did get my Expel the Interlopers box topper and I got the satisfaction of supporting my local game store. So I'm going to go ahead and crack this thing open. We're going to look at all 36 packs, and then we're going to run the full MTG box analysis at the end. On Wednesday, we'll be taking a look at the set booster box, and then on Friday, we'll take a look at the collector booster box, and then over the weekend, we'll open up some more pre-release kits, and I'll hand out some more arena codes. So let's get through these 36 packs. I believe these were Japanese printed, so we should be able to kind of go through just the first couple of cards once we've gone through a few packs, because commons will be plentiful in a draft box, as expected. All right, so first up, we've got a non-token token. And then we've got a full art mountain. Very nice. Followed by a foil rat out. And then we're going to see ourselves a ground seal coming in from the Enchanting Tale subset with a Cruel Samophage as our rare. Then we've got a Spell Scorn Cavern with a Monstrous Rage, Stroke of Midnight, followed by an Armory Mice, Fell Horseman, Kindred Heroism. Then we've got a Sky Beast Tracker with a Minecart Daredevil, Return Triumphant, Shatter the Oath, Diminisher Witch. All right, so pack number one down. We'll go through, I think, 2 or 3 packs, and then we'll just start skipping the commons. But I want to make sure that we do get a good feel for the set, since this is the first draft box opening. So we've got our first roll token here. We've got a Wicked and a Cursed, followed by a Standard Island. And then we are going to see an Ego Drain coming in foil, followed by a Spreading Seas uncommon from Enchanting Tales. And then we're going to see a Blossoming Tortoise mythic coming in. Very cool to see that. We'll see how the value holds on that. I will be putting up pre-release prices on the screen, but just remember they are pre-release, so they're likely not to stay there. So we have a Reddy's Tempting Apple, followed by an Ice Wrought Sentry, an Ash Party Crasher, then a Protected Parents, Scarecrow Guide, Brave the Wilds, Grand Ball Guest, Verdant Outrider, Feed the Cauldron, Freeze in Place, with a Conceited Witch. Did you all go to any Friday Night Magic this weekend? Let me know in the comments. Let me know how you did. So we got ourselves a food, followed by a swamp. And then we're going to see a copy enchantment, our first rare coming in from Enchanting Tales. Does hold a little bit of value currently. And then we're going to see the Apprentice's Folly coming in from the main set as our rare, with a Boundary Lands Ranger, Callous Sellsword, Picklock Prankster, Hopeful Vigil, with a Ginger Brute, with a Frostbridge Guard, Merry Bards, Ferocious Werefox, the Edgewall Pack, Cooped Up. Then we're going to see Misleading Moats, with a Sugar Rush. All right, I think that's enough of the commons. Now we'll just kind of go through the first couple of cards, and then I'll kind of skim through the commons so you all can see them, and I'll do them a little bit in fast forward mode. So we got ourselves a bird, followed by an island. And then we're going to see ourselves a Stab Wound coming in from the Enchanting Tales with a Spellbook Vendor. Then we've got a Corval and Noble Thief, a Gallant Pie Wielder, and then we got ourselves an Archive Dragon. All right, next pack up. So the big cards that we're looking for, most of them are going to be inside of the Enchanting Tales subset, and we're going to be looking for things like Doubling Season, Parallel Lives, trying to think of what else. Bitter Blossom would probably be another one. Smothering Tide, Land Tax. Those are all good cards to get from that particular set. Not really sure what's going to take off from the main set yet. Moonshaker Cavalry is looking pretty good. Beseech the Mirror is looking pretty good. But, you know, anything can happen. So we got ourselves a Fairy, followed by a Swamp. And then we're going to see a Hatchling Plans, followed by Kellen the Fae-Blooded, another mythic coming in from the main set. Then we've got ourselves Johann Apprentice Sorcerer with a Redtooth Vanguard, and then Shari of Numbing Depths. this pack's going to kick off with a food token. Then we're going to see ourselves a full art island. And then we've got a Karmic Justice coming in. Very nice, rare, with a Spiteful Hexmage. Then we've got a Solitary Sanctuary, Cheeky House Mice, and then a Welcome to Sweet Tooth. I don't know about you all, but I do appreciate the Japanese printed where the rare and or mythic is up top, plus the card quality is just better. So we've got ourselves a knight here, followed by a plains. Then we're going to see a Dawn of Hope, a rare coming in from Enchanting Tales, with Sir Ginger the Meal Ender. Very cool. Fun card to say. Then we got ourselves an Edgewall Inn, a two-headed hunter, followed by a Chancellor of Tales. All right, so this one kicks off with another non-token token. They could have at least put an arena code in there. So we got ourselves a Swamp, followed by a foil Spider Food. Then we're going to see a Grasp of Fate coming in from the Enchanting Tales. With our first showcase, a Mosswood Dread Knight. Then we got a Greta Sweet Tooth Scourge, a Tough Cookie with a Gingerbread Hunter. All right, another non-token token, followed by a Mountain, and then we're going to see Curiosity coming in. Very cool. In case you weren't aware, every single card in the subset is an enchantment. Then we get a Lord Skittering Blessing, followed by a Disdainful Stroke, Splashy Spellcaster, and then a Frolicking Familiar. All right, next pack kicks off with a Knight token. Then we're going to see ourselves a Full Art Forest, followed by a rare Beseech the Mirror. Very nice to see this. This is, I think, currently the most valuable card in the main set, and we just picked it up in foil. So we're going to give that its own little pile right over there. Then we're going to see a Vampiric Rites, and we're going to see a Farsight Ritual coming in as our main set rare. Then we get a Picnic Ruiner, Tattered Ratter, Bitter Chill. Awesome to see. One of the big hits right away. We're in our first stack. Makes me feel good about the rest of the box. All right, so we got ourselves a food here, followed by a Mountain. And then we're going to see an Impact Tremors, followed by a Pollen Shield Hare coming in as our main set rare with a 3 Bowls of Porridge, Sir Aurmont the Redeemer, and then we're going to see a Dutiful Griffin. All right, final pack in stack number 1. All right, we got some food, and we got a plains, followed by a Bitter Blossom coming in. Very nice to see this. So let's see. So this is just the non-anime main set Enchanting Tales version. Bitter Blossom is one that is also printed in the anime, but it would be card number 72. But very nice to see that. And then we're going to see ourselves a Fussbane Troll, a Fawnsbane Troll, some kind of troll, then an Ego Drain, a Lord Skitter the Butcher, Witchstalker Frenzy. All right, so that was definitely a good first stack number 1. Seeing quite a few mythics. Let's just see if we can't pull them out real quick. Yeah, we pulled 4 mythics in that first stack. That is really good. We got Kellen, and then we got Blossoming Tortoise, along with our Beseech the Mirror. Stack number 2, another non-token token, followed by a Forest. Then we're going to see ourselves a Dark Tutelage with a Questing Druid. Then we're going to see a Hearth Elemental with a Dream Spoilers, a Fairy Fencing, Gingerbrute, a Frostbridge Guard, a Fell Horseman, Return from the Wilds, an Unruly Catapult, Sky Beast Tracker, Sleight of Hand, and then a Candy Grapple with a Return Triumphant. Every now and then I'll just kind of go through the cards for you all, just so we can kind of continue to take a look at the commons, uncommons. So we get ourselves a Royal and a Young Hero with a Full Art Plains, followed by a Griffin Airy. And then we're going to see a Raging Battle Mouse coming in as our rare, with a Stone Splitter Bolt, followed by a Storm-Keld Vanguard and a Tenacious Tome Seeker. Another roll card here. We got the Monster and Sorcerer, followed by a plane or a forest with a Leyline of Lightning, rare coming in from the Enchanting Tales, with Talion's Messenger. Then we're going to see Knights of Sweet's Revenge, a Totena's Swarm Piper, and then the Witch's Vanity. All right, more food, followed by another swamp. Then we're going to see ourselves a foil island with a Leyline of Abundance coming in as our rare from the Enchanting Tales, and then a Horned Lock Whale coming in as our rare from the main set. Then we're going to see a Tanglespan Lookout, followed by the Princess Takes Flight, and Taken by Nightmares. Really hope we get to see one more big hit in this box. That would be great. So we've got ourselves a rat here, followed by a plains. And then we're going to see a Season of Growth with Yenna Redtooth Regent. Then we're going to see a Tempest Heart, Collector's Vault, Succumb to the Cold, another mouse, followed by an island, and then we're going to see a foil Evolving Wilds with a Raid Bombardment, and then we're going to see a Werefox Bodyguard coming in as our rare, with an Embereth Veteran, a Discerning Financier, and then a Knight of Doves. So we're pretty close to the halfway point. If this pack does not signify it, the next one will. All right, so we got the Wicked and the Cursed with a Full Art Mountain, followed by a Discerning Financier. And then we're going to see a Blind Obedience rare coming in from the Enchanting Tales, with a Realm-Scorcher Hellkite coming in as a mythic. Very nice. Put that up with our other mythics with Kellen, I guess. Then we're going to see the Royal Treatment, then a Fairy Dream Thief, and then a Gotha's Champion. All right, got the Wicked and the Cursed again, with the Full Art Island, followed by Savior of the Sleeping in foil, with a Garruk's Uprising, cool card. And then we're going to see a borderless land here, Restless Bivouac, very nice. I do love my lands. Then we get ourselves Obria Dreaming Duelist with Belligerent of the Ball, and then a Twisted Sewer Witch. So we got the on an adventure token here, followed by a swamp. Then we're going to see another Spreading Seas with Imodane the Pyro Hammer. Then we're going to see a Woodland Acolyte, Ruby Daring Tracker, and Shari the Numbing Depths. All right, we got some treasure here with another Plains. Then we're going to see a Ground Seal with an Elvish Archivist coming in as our main set rare, with a Spellscorn Cavern, Eerie Interference, and then we're going to see an Ice Wrought Sentry. Okay, I'm just going to break down some of the common uncommons over here. Don't want to accidentally knock anything over and make a huge mess. All right, so we got another adventure token with another swamp. And then we're going to see Repercussion coming in, Mythic coming in from the anime, or excuse me, from the Enchanting Tales. Unfortunately, this is not the anime treatment. We can see the anime treatment inside of draft booster packs, but just like anything else, it's probably pretty darn rare. And then we're going to see Rowan, a Scion of War, so a double Mythic pack. Very nice. Then we're going to see a Graceful Takedown, followed by Asiok's Reaper, Glass Casket, Crystal Grotto, Hopeful Vigil with a Root Rider Fawn, Redcap Thief, Beanstalk Worm, Kindred Heroism, Misleading Motes, followed by a Voracious Vermin and a Plunge into Water. Alright, so we got the Monster Sorcerer with a Forest. Then we're going to see a Compulsion, followed by Expel the Interlopers, the Box Topper, or the Buy Box promo, I guess I should say. Soul Guide Lantern. Then we're going to see Howling Galefang and Ash Party Crasher. Alright, so that takes us down to our final stack of packs. 12 more to go. We have seen quite a few mythics in this box. I think we're up to 7 unless I missed one. So let's keep it going. So we got some food, followed by a mountain. And then we're going to see a Grave Pact. There we go, another mythic coming in. And this one happens to be the anime coming in the foil. So this is the anime borderless in foil. Very nice. Followed by an Intangible Virtue, just an uncommon. And then we're going to see a Bramble Familiar. And then we're going to see Erede's Tempting Apple, followed by Back in Seconds, Cursed Courier, Unassuming Sage, Living Lectern, Unruly Catapult, Return from the Wilds, Witch's Mark, Sugar Rush, Abraya's Attendance, and a Swift Blade Assassin. All right, next pack. We're going to see a Rat Token, followed by a Forest, and then we're going to see a Shared Animosity, rare, followed by the End, another rare. Hope that's not the end of the goodness. So we get Twisted Reality with Neva Stalked by Nightmares. Then we're going to see a High Fae Negotiator. Still can't believe we got the Grave Pact in the anime foil borderless in a draft pack. Nice. All right, we got the Nightmare, followed by an Island. And then we're going to see a Tangled Colony coming in as our rare in foil, followed by a Dragon Mantle. And then we're going to see a Thunderous Debut coming in as our second rare. Then Corval and the Noble Thief, followed by Galvanic Giant, Immodane's Recruiter. All right, some more food with a Forest. Then we're going to see a Knightly Valor, followed by Twinning Twins coming in as our rare. Then we're going to see Trioan Gutsy Explorer with a Monstrous Rage, and then Gadrick's First Duel. All right, another Wicked Cursed with Mountain. Then we've got ourselves a Stab Wound, followed by Archon of the Wild Rose coming in as our rare. Then we're going to see Up the Beanstalk with Shrouded Shepherd and a Gallant Pie Wielder. So with some of the fun names, you know, obviously this is a fairy tale themed set, but I wonder how many of these were originally slated for an unset, and they just kind of said, well, let's just put that in Eldraine. So we got ourselves a Beast with a Plains, and then we're going to see a Leyline of the Void, followed by a Redcap Gutter Dweller. And then we're going to see Threadbind Click, Bounty of Lands Ranger, Picklock Prankster. All right, I think we're down to about 6 more packs here, which means we've gone through about 30 or so. All right, we got some food, followed by an Island. And then we're going to see a Utopia Sprawl, followed by a Showcase Elusive Otter as our rare. Then we're going to see a Knight of the Sweet's Revenge, Totena's Stormpiper, and Stroke of Midnight. All right, so we got the Full Art Swamp, followed by a Frantic Firebolt, and then we're going to see a Polluted Bonds coming in as our rare from the Enchanting Tales, with Hyla's Crown of Winter coming in as our main set rare. Then we're going to see a Tempest Heart, Hearth Elemental with an Archive Dragon. All right, we got some food. We got an island. We've got an Impact Tremors. And then we're going to see a Tale of the Aegis coming in as our rare with a Dream Spoilers, Stormkeld Vanguard, and a Fairy Dream Thief. All right, 3 packs remaining to see one more Mythic and maybe a really good one. All right, so we got the food, followed by a Mountain. Then we're going to see a Goblin Bombardment coming in. Very nice to see that. Then we're going to see a Restless Vinestalk, our second land from the cycle. Then we're going to see a Tattered Rather, an Ego Drain, and a Tenacious Tomeseeker. All right, we got ourselves a rat and a forest with a foil Bitter Chill. Then we're going to see a Vampiric Rites, followed by a Rotisserie Elemental as our rare with a Stone Splitter Bolt, a Fairy Fencing, and a Knight of Doves. All right, final Wilds of Eldraine Draft Booster Pack of the box. Got the Wicked Cursed, followed by a Swamp. Then we're going to see a Season of Growth, followed by Baluna Grand Squall, another Mythic coming in. Very cool to see that. And then we're going to see a Callous Sellsword with a Tough Cookie, followed by a Frolicking Familiar, Slumbering Keepguard, Minestrosity, Savior of the Sleeping, with a Kindled Heroism, Sky Beast Tracker, Minecart Daredevil, the Return Triumphant, Shatter the Oath, and a Diminisher Witch. All right, so give me just a moment. I'll get everything sorted, organized, and be right back with the MTG box analysis. We'll begin the analysis by looking at all of the cards that we pulled from the 36 draft booster packs for the 2 different sets. Then we'll review how much of the main set and the Enchanting Tales subset we covered by non-foil and foil, along with a breakdown of coverage by rarity and a look at box duplication. Following this, we'll establish a baseline for value with a look at the current value of the 2 sets before moving into a recap of the actual observed value. Finally, we'll conclude with a summary. If you want to go deeper into the analysis and see all of the metrics for this box and more than 150 others, simply join the channel at the Give Me the Data level. Let's get things started by reviewing the contents of the box versus the cards that we were eligible to pull. Using this chart, we can see the cards that we were eligible to see from the main Wilds of Eldraine set in gray, the actual foils we pulled in orange, and the non-foils in green. In the non-foil space, we saw between 79 and 83 cards for each color, along with 2 showcase and 1 borderless. In the foil space, those numbers dropped a bit to 1 to 4 cards for each of the primary colors of Magic. From the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw between 6 and 8 non-foils for each of the colors of Magic, as well as a single anime borderless card, which happened to be in foil. Moving into coverage, from the main Wilds of Eldraine set, we saw 232 unique cards out of a possible 307, giving us 76% coverage of the cards that we were eligible to see. Our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in white with 88% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 11 of the 307 cards, giving us just 4% coverage of the set. This time around, our highest coverage among the primary colors of Magic was in black with 9% coverage. Moving into the Enchanting Tales subset, we ended up seeing 30 of the 83 cards in non-foil for 36% coverage. And again, we only saw a single foil, good enough for less than 2% coverage. Pivoting to coverage by rarity and back to the main Wilds of Eldraine set, in today's box we saw every single common and uncommon that we were eligible to see in non-foil. We also saw 31 of the 79 rares for 39% coverage and 5 of the non-foil mythics for 16% coverage. In the foil space, we saw 5% of the commons, 4% of the uncommons, along with a single foil rare good enough for 1% coverage and a foil mythic good enough for 3% coverage. In the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw all 18 of the uncommons. We also saw 10 of the 35 rares for 29% coverage and 7 of the mythics for 2% coverage. In total, we ended up seeing 42 rares and 9 mythics within these 36 packs. From a duplication standpoint, 150 of the cards were repeated 266 times, giving this box a duplication rate of 49%. We saw 13 playsets, 90 cards with 3 copies, and 47 cards with 2 copies. Before getting into the value of today's draft booster box, let's first examine the potential value of the cards that we could have obtained. This chart shows all 307 cards that you can pull from the main Wilds of Eldraine set out of a draft booster pack using pre-release non-foil market prices. Currently, the set features 3 cards valued over $10. There are Agatha's Soul Cauldron, currently valued at $14.74, the Moonshaker Cavalry, currently valued at $17.23, and Beseech the Mirror, currently valued at $27.03. The main set also features 3 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 32 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 269 cards in the set are currently valued less than $1. Currently, the 307 cards have a non-foil market value of $230.75. I'll be tracking the prices of Eldraine daily over the next 3 weeks to see how this set is trending. Things look a lot better in the Enchanting Tales subset, with 21 of the cards being valued over $10. However, keep in mind that 14 of those are going to be the harder to pull anime borderless cards. The best cards that you can pull from the Draft Booster Pack are going to be the Anime Borderless Smothering Tithe, currently valued at $45.41, the Ristic Study at $47.74, and the Doubling Season at $48.78. The set also features 9 cards valued between $5 and $10, and 14 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 39 cards in the set are currently valued under $1. The total value of all 83 cards in the subset using pre-release non-foil prices comes up to be $587.72. However, keep in mind that there is an Enchanting Tales card in every single pack of Eldraine, draft, set, and collector. This means that there's going to be a ton of these in circulation, and thus we will likely see a huge decline in value over the coming weeks. So what kind of value did we end up seeing from the main set today? Well, we didn't see any of the 6 cards valued over $5 in non-foil. We did, however, see 7 of the main set cards that are valued between $1 and $5. The other 485 non-foils from the main set that we saw are currently valued less than $1. From the Enchanting Tales subset, we saw one of the big hitters, the Bitter Blossom, valued at $13.10 in non-foil. We also saw 1 card valued between $5 and $10, and 2 cards valued between $1 and $5. The other 32 non-foils from the subset are currently valued less than $1. In the traditional foil space, this draft box really shined. We saw 2 big hits. We saw the foil Beseech the Mirror from the main set, currently valued at $27.79, and a foil anime borderless Grave Pack, currently valued at $34.60. The other 10 foils that we saw are currently valued less than $1. So how did this box perform? Well, I purchased this box from my local game store for $119.99. The current market price for these boxes as of September 3rd, 2023 is $111.06. The Wilds of Eldraine Draft Booster Box does contain 36 packs, each with 15 cards, allowing you to see 540 cards plus tokens. The 37 Enchanting Tales cards that we pulled have a total pre-release market value of $68.39, with about half of that coming from the Grave Pack. From the main set, the 37 basic lands have a current value of $13.09. The 317 commons came up to be $74.61 in market value. The 111 uncommons that we saw are currently valued at $23.34. The 32 rares have a current market value of $13.44, and the 6 mythics that we pulled are valued at $38.84. Add it all up, and the grand total for this box comes up to be $239.64 in pre-release price card market value. This is a gain of $119.65 over the price I paid, which means that I'm currently seeing a return of 200% of my purchase price in card value. Now, I fully expect all of these numbers to be cut in half within the next 7 days, but even still, with a 50% drop, this would still be a decent box. Now, for those of you interested in cards valued just over $2, the numbers look like this. In total, we saw 9 cards valued over $2 in this box, and they have a current combined value of $94.93, which means that those 9 cards represent 40% of the total box value and 80% of my purchase price. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I'll be opening and analyzing more Wilds of Eldraine over the coming weeks. Get early access to videos, download the analysis for every box open on the channel, and personally DM me, just like these fine people. All by becoming a member of the channel through YouTube or over at mtgboxanalysis.com. You'll find links in the description. Until next time, do something amazing.